Hey everybody, at the same place, day 2 at the Earl Brown Show. Guys, I forgot to mention this because I was so tired yesterday. So we had that email from Elemental saying that they're no longer taking any constitutional silver, sterling silver and such. They're being very conservative on what sort of silver they are wanting to purchase from dealers. And so basically that just means like the refiners are just backlogged right now. And it explains why the futures market is like basically $1.70 below the actual spot price. That's called backwardization. Okay, so that's the price that they're going off of, plus $1.60 plus $3. So that just means at about what, $47.85 is what they're going off of, basically December futures markets. They're going $4.60 back of that price to buy from dealers. That brings that price down to around $42 and change. Yeah, so that's going to change everybody's offers today at the show. Nearly $40 is all that they can offer for silver right now. But I was just listening to Peter Schiff, and he says just because of this, in the next 2 weeks, we could see $60 to $65 silver. Yes, but he also says within a year, silver could be about $200 an ounce. Gold could be at $8,000. This is some scary stuff, man. I mean, I'm thinking about the economy. I'm thinking about all the currencies in the world, how much purchasing power everybody's going to be losing. Crazy. So I'm just gonna buy the silver, man. I don't care, you know. It's just temporary pause, okay? And right now, all these countries need silver so fast. They need it right now. They usually ship that stuff, you know. Now they're gonna be taking airplanes. India needs silver right now, for an example. There's lots of countries that need that silver for industry and computer chips, or even for economic reasons. Crazy. So the only way to be saving your money right now is to convert that into metals. The ratios has even changed to like 25% gold, 25% silver, and 25% stocks and equities. It's crazy how that has shifted. It used to be about 10% for your portfolio. That's in change. That is an extreme change. But with all that said, guys, I'm hoping to get a lot of collections today. I'm very, very excited, and I took home some gold for myself as profit, and I love those items. If you guys haven't seen that, you guys can check out on that video over there and click on that and give me some love, and we'll continue on day 2. The show's pretty bustling. It's been hot and cold. While we're in a sort of a cold period right now, I want to present some things that I just recently purchased. Pretty cool, and plus I totally finished my typeset book. Check this out. This is what I mean, you know, I buy a coin and I already put a price on, you know. I actually bought a whole silver set while I was making that transaction. Somebody already wanted it and I sold it, made like $20 in like 30 seconds. It's crazy. Had to get another 1879 Carson City because I sold my last one, and it's nice to have one in a holder. A little lower of a grade, more of a moderately priced item. Yeah, I had to get this. I mean, Mint State 68, $85. That's super cheap because I was trying to sell my Mint State 67s for that price. You know, and that's just a killer price. Had to get some of these Libertads too. You know, prices went up on silver, obviously, so I paid $55. I know it's kind of crazy, but they're talking, you know, I'm not too worried about silver going down or anything anytime soon. Just from what I hear in the market, you know, I'm pretty confident that we'll do okay. You can always move your money around and anything, but it's nice to have a 1982, 83, 84, 85 Libertad. Then we got a 1921 piece dollar. I basically priced this at an EF 40 in the red book, and then I basically offered about 30% back of that. So pretty happy because I think it might be cleaned, but it might be just on the cusp, but I think it's okay. All right. And then, you know, I'll pay like $40 for this. It's a 34S. You know, I've seen a lot of these at antique shops for about 50, 60 bucks. So I can't be offering too high on something like that, but it's nice to have some, you know, key dates of the Peace Seller series there. So yes, you've seen all this. So we got, let's see here. Yes. So that's a new entry. Pretty cool. 1850 halftime. Then we got ourselves 1856 halftime with the legend on there. And let's see, got this one right. Nope. This one right here. Sorry. We got that. That's a new entry. So that's all I was missing on this page. It's all full, as you can see. Then let's see here. This was full already. Got this Stray Dog. And I kind of think it's a DDR, but I can't find which one it is. And I think since I can't match any FS numbers, I'm not going to pursue it anymore. But I'll show you what I'm talking about. So the DDR should be right in the Pluribus Unum. Hence there is some wear. There is some machine doubling in the United States, but I was focusing on E Pluribus Unum. I don't know if I can get this jewelership on there at all. About the best I can do. Sharpen that up a bit. We do have some doubling. I'll probably get my jeweler's my USB microscope on that. If you guys are interested, I'll show you guys that later. But yeah, it's all full. So now what we have to do is we got to start upgrading these. I might want to get rid of this common one here and get something that's a little more hard to find. I'm glad I got my Pilgrim. Isn't that cool? 1920. So we picked that up at this show too. And I think that's it. It was a pretty interesting show, and it made me think about some things here. And there's been a lot of things that have been in my mind that I've been suppressing for a long time. But I did buy a piece of gold. Guys sold this thing for $405. That was the cheapest 10th ounce I could find. That's dang near melt. Had to get it. He's got more over there, and I told him I'll be back. So this is my plan tomorrow, and I don't know if it's because I'm angry or I'm just kind of tired of being manipulated by people. And you know, I don't want to call people out, but you know, there's some young guys that go there, you know, 19, 20, whatever. They got money, you know. I don't know where it came from, whatever, doesn't matter to me. They got the Gray Sheet app. I just refuse to buy it because I only go to like 13 shows a year. And, you know, they just manipulate, you know, buy stuff from somebody for a little less than Gray Sheet. They know what this is going to sell for. And then they come to me and dump it and make it or $20 a profit. It's to the point where I'm like $10 too much, then I can't sell it, you know, because everybody's got the Gray Sheet app. Is this ruining the hobby? You know, I just don't want to spend that money on that. You know, that's just me. So what I'm thinking is this, you know, I have a bunch of ANAX graded coins that I have a discount, a clearance on there. I'm going to further do a clearance on that, or I'm just going to step up and go to some of these big dealers that buy collections, and I'm just going to say, hey, name your price, as long as it's fair, okay? Name your price. I want to get rid of all these ANAX coins today, right now, because I want to buy gold, okay? I have been dumped on so much cool stuff, but it's common dated stuff. How many 1885 old Morgan dollars are there? I mean, holy moly, right? So I want to liquidate as many of those as I possibly can tomorrow. But, you know, the rare stuff, the Carson Cities and stuff, anything that's a prize numismatic that I would like to keep, gonna keep it, okay? I love to fulfill my albums and upgrade those. That's something I love to do. But it's like I just feel like a lot of these numismatic coins, they've lost their value. They've lost purchasing. Like, people just not interested in them. It's become a Ponzi scheme, in my opinion. I just want to get rid of them, you know, and I'm going to buy gold. If I can walk out with as much gold as I don't even know what to call out, you know, another ounce, another 2 ounces of gold. I just want to buy it and keep it for myself. Would I
be still the numismatic stacker doing this? You know, is this the way of the market is that's going on right now? What's going on? And I feel like the markets are going to pump like crazy Monday. And I just feel like I'm tired of this nickel and dime stuff. You know what I'm saying? I just want to go for the gold. I mean, it's so easy to make money with gold. And, you know, that's kind of the point of going to these shows, you know. And I want to buy collections. And I just haven't been finding the right customers coming to me. I want to buy whole albums of stuff. So that's what I like, you know. A whole book of Franklin's. That's what I want, you know. A whole bunch of weed scents in an album, you know. Something like that. This is just cool stuff that I like to search through and have fun during my leisure and look through them. But it's just kind of distasteful things at times. But it was nice to get a 1921 Morgan peace dollar today. That was pretty cool, and I didn't pay too much at all. $200. I don't think I'm gonna do a video for day 3 because I'm I'm not angry, but I'm just kind of like, this is my like last straw. You know, I'm going to sell. I don't care if it cuts my throat. They're ANX coins. Even if they're like priced at 50% below gray sheet, they still won't sell. It's that holder. They just don't want them. I want to take my knife and just break them open and put them in 2x2 flips. And that's basically red book price. That's where they need to be. You know what I'm saying? But you guys leave something in the comments below. What do you think? What do you guys think? What do you think this is a good decision? I think so, because I'm holding on to things that are just dead. I want something that's gonna start accumulating value. That was an adversity at the past. We want to transpire and make something out of that. It will. I have a lot of conviction with gold. Silver, you know, the problem with the refineries and all that stuff, it's going to pump it up for a couple of weeks. They're saying, like, again, 60, 65. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But that metal is so volatile. You know, what do you do? And I don't want to speak distasteful about silver. I still love the silver. I have a bunch I have locked up I don't want to get rid of. But that's just my decision, guys. Here to make money. I'm an investor, and I think that's the smartest thing to do. Let's get as much gold as I possibly can before she really pops. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you on the next video.